A bubble bullshit world. How's that? I know what it is. You know what? It just came to me. That's right. Here it is. This is the answer.
All right, CC, calm down. Don't go getting overexcited. Just spill the beans. What cosmic revelation has just illuminated your little flurf brain? Don't keep us in suspense, especially if the answer involves gravity being a government conspiracy. Or did you finally remember where the flat Earth lives? You know, on account of you thinking space is fake. Even a flat Earth would need to be somewhere, wouldn't it?
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 3:28, 25.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you too.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good night.
Wherever on our shared spherical planet you may be. It's April the 14th, 2025 here in Wales.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Blows my mind every time.
Now, about that earth-shattering revelation, Chris.
A couple things to think about, and this is actually on my channel that has been running now for close to 10 years. Not quite 10 years yet, but close to 10 years.
And you don't think that maybe, just maybe, because you've been trying to prove it for, as you said, 10 years, that the Earth just isn't flat?
You f***ing prats.
Every real question that I put out there, like for example, how the weatherman can tell you about the weather and when it's going to come and exactly hit us, from a storm that's brewing in California, which is 3,000 miles away from us. Okay.
Predicting the exact moment a storm 3,000 miles away will hit with pinpoint accuracy is a tad beyond even the most sophisticated meteorological models. It's like trying to predict the exact droplet of water that will land on your nose when you're at Niagara Falls.
Oh well, no big deal.
Impressive in theory, less so in practice, but we can make pretty good predictions about the storm's general trajectory and potential impact thanks to a little thing called science. Satellites orbiting our spherical Earth constantly monitor weather patterns, and complex algorithms crunch the data to give us a heads up.
It's raining sideways!
It's not magic, CC, it's just physics and maths.
Now, remember, we've been told that the Earth revolves, spins, 1,000 miles per hour.
It does sound rather speedy when you just blurt it out. Makes you think we should all be clinging on for dear life or constantly getting blown eastward like a dandelion seed. But here's the thing, Chris. You're already moving at that speed. Right now, as you're pondering the mysteries of our planet. You don't feel it because everything around you, the air, your seat, your questionable flat Earth opinions, are all moving with you at that same speed. It's like being in a car going at a constant speed on a smooth road, or in your case, actually being in a car. Because, you don't feel like you're hurtling along until you hit the brakes or look out the window at something stationary.
If you do the math, you'll see that the computations that your weatherman is giving you when the storms, even in the Midwest, in the middle of the country, should be wrong, inaccurate.
So you think the Earth's rotation makes weather forecasts for the middle of the country wrong? Okay, so here's the short and hopefully sweet of it. The air and the weather systems are rotating with the Earth. It's not like the ground is moving under stationary air, so while the rotation does affect weather, it doesn't make predictions for the middle of America inherently wrong. Meteorologists account for the Earth's rotation in their predictions.
At that point, they're giving you a forecast of 4, 5, 6, 7 days. The spin of Earth, unless I know what it is. Shit! You know what? It just came to me. That's right. Here it is. This is the answer. Why, guys, why haven't you thought of this? You know what? Because we're spinning so fast, it takes 4 or 5 days while we're spinning that they're putting that in Yes, I see. I'm seeing it now.
You're really not. So you think the reason weather forecasts are 4 to 7 days is because we're spinning so fast that the forecast information takes that long to catch up? Well, that's a new one. Now, the idea that Earth's rotation somehow smears the forecast information over several days is creatively wrong. The satellites and ground stations collect real-time data, and supercomputers crunch those numbers using physics that absolutely accounts for the Earth's rotation. The time lag in forecasts isn't due to Earth's rotation, it's due to the complex and chaotic nature of atmospheric science. Predicting the weather is like predicting the exact path of a leaf in the breeze. The further you try and look ahead, the more potential there is for variation.
They're putting that into the equation. Okay, so we're spinning so quickly at 1,000 miles per hour, and the storm's coming at us from California, okay? And they can pinpoint accuracy, tell us when that storm's gonna hit us. 9 p.m. Monday evening, okay?
CC, with all due respect, don't laugh, I'm trying to be respectful. But the idea that meteorologists can pinpoint a storm's arrival down to the exact hour, days in advance, especially one travelling thousands of miles, is more wishful thinking than scientific reality. Weather forecasting is incredibly sophisticated, but it's not an exact science capable of such pinpoint accuracy. Haven't you ever noticed that the weather forecast is quite often wrong?
That's when the storm's gonna hit. So that's what it is. I see. But I bet if I really do the calculations on that, and I'm forecasting something 4 or 5 days, that storm should be off in China. Should be blown apart with the wind and the spin of Earth.
Do you think he does it on purpose, or is he actually this dumb? Earth's rotation does influence wind patterns through the Coriolis effect, but it doesn't send entire storms across the globe in a matter of days. You're just being silly now.
Weather would not exist if we lived on this spinning wet ball that people think of. These are delicate clouds, okay? These are gaseous clouds holding lots of moisture. Very easy to break them apart.
Whoa a minute, CC, bit harsh, innit? Calling our beautiful life-sustaining planet a spinning F-word ball? Now, about those delicate clouds being easily broken apart by our planet's rotation. While clouds might look fluffy and fragile, they're actually part of a massive dynamic system. The Earth's rotation through the Coriolis effect is actually essential for the formation of large-scale weather patterns, including the swirling motion of cyclones and anticyclones. It doesn't just shred clouds into oblivion.
Questions like gravity. Nobody can answer that for us. Why? It should be a simple thing. It's an everyday thing. This is an everyday, this should be like simple freaking nursery school shit at this point, but nobody can pinpoint what gravity is. No matter how many degrees you have, nobody can tell us what it is. Nobody can tell us how gravity exists in space. How gravity exists without a magnetic core spinning.
You're right, we can describe what gravity does incredibly well. It's what pulls everything with mass towards each other. We can even quantify it with Newton's law of universal gravitation and Einstein's theory of general relativity, both of which are mind-blowingly accurate in their predictions. They tell us how strong gravity is based on mass and distance, but the fundamental mechanism, the how it works, at the quantum level is still a major area of research in physics. But that does not mean it isn't real. You can even test it yourself. Just go for a walk off the end of a pier and see if you end up wet and in the ocean. Then tell me gravity isn't real.
What is the size of an object in order for it to have gravity?
That's actually a really good question, Chris. Every single object with mass has gravity, no matter how big or small. Even you and I exert a tiny gravitational pull on each other. However, the amount of gravity an object has depends on how much mass it possesses. More mass means a stronger gravitational pull. Even a tiny speck of dust has mass, so it has gravity, but it's incredibly weak. Like flat Earth evidence. No, wait, that's not weak, it's non-existent.
Why is it that the gravity from the sun, which is holding on to Halley's Comet, okay, for all of these years, it comes around every, 76 years or something? I got to see it. It's holding on to that, but it's ignoring everything else. It's ignoring the asteroid belt, right?
The sun's gravity isn't ignoring anything with mass, including every one of the asteroids in that asteroid belt. In fact, it's only precisely where it is because of the sun's powerful gravitational influence. Where the hell are you going with this?
Do you remember the asteroid belt? That was like, I guess they called that a failed planet. So if space actually existed, and all of this out there is being held in by the gravity of the sun, okay, the asteroid belt, we should be getting meteors that shouldn't even exist.
Yeah, the prevailing scientific understanding is that the asteroid belt is likely the remnants of a protoplanet, a celestial body that never fully coalesced into a planet due to the immense gravitational influence of Jupiter. So in a way, you're right, it's a failed planet. Now, about those meteors, you seem to think that if the sun's gravity is holding the asteroid belt together, we shouldn't be seeing any meteors here on Earth. But that's actually the opposite of what we'd expect. Think of the asteroid belt as a crowded shooting gallery. All those rocky bodies are orbiting the sun and occasionally they bump into each other. And these collisions can and do send fragments hurtling off in different directions, including ours.
Because all of the asteroids would have come to Earth at this point after 4 billion or 6 billion years. Well, 4.5 billion years, if you want to be exact. Because people like to correct stupid things that these scientists come up with stupid numbers, which they have no basis around, and they can't prove it. Just like, I mean, when they're carbon dating shit, do you really believe that?
Firstly, the idea that all asteroids would have collided by Earth by now just completely misunderstands the dynamics of orbital mechanics. Now, while asteroid orbits can and do intersect with Earth's orbit occasionally, leading to meteors and the occasional larger impact, it's not a chaotic free-for-all where everything inevitably crashes together. And about the age of the Earth, it's around 4.54 billion years, based on multiple lines of evidence, not just random guesses. And yeah, I'm the same as you, I hate it when people correct minor details as well.
Do you really believe they can carbon date something that's 60 million years old? Really? Guys, come on. Wake the f*** up, okay? Wake the f*** up and understand why all of these lies exist.
Ooh, the skepticism is strong with this one, but let's clarify something crucial about dating really old stuff. Now, you mentioned carbon dating something 60 million years old, and that's where your misunderstanding lies. That's too old for carbon dating. For dating material millions or even billions of years old, science uses other methods of radiometric dating that rely on isotopes with much longer half-lives. Think of isotopes like uranium-238 with a half-life of 4.5 billion years, or potassium-40 with a half-life of 1.25 billion years.
Why all of these lies are there to reinforce this stupid Walt Disney World that they've created for you. I believed it. You still believe it, obviously. Well, most of the people that look at me are flat earthers. Look at my videos of flat earthers anyway, but I'm talking to the people that are just, but most of them are bots. And who cares? It doesn't make a difference. I don't really give a shit anymore. You know, I am not going to sit on a corner and tell people about flat earth. There is no point.
Finally, a flat earther who's self-aware. You're correct, Chris. Flat Earth is completely pointless. Now, you mentioned that most people you encounter online seem like bots, and I assume when you say that you mean, you know, in the comments below your video. Well, no, because even your own comment section disagrees with you.
Okay? It's a waste of time. And plus, you're risking your life at this point. People are going to get, I mean, the NPCs, forget it. Forget about them. You know, I mean, they will. Don't even get me started about them. I mean, there's just really no point. I mean, it's so obvious, and it's always been so obvious to us.
The idea of NPCs and a world where some people are less receptive to certain ideas is a common theme amongst flat earthers, and it reflects a real challenge in communication and different perspectives. And while I stand by the scientific understanding of Earth, I will acknowledge the social dynamics you're describing. It highlights the difficulty in bridging deeply held beliefs, especially when those beliefs are really stupid.
You know, and all of us flat earthers, we just seem to be perfectly or strategically positioned in different areas, you know, where we kind of want to be left alone. And if we didn't have cell phones and the internet and social networking, none of us would have ever met each other.
And I would even take that one step further, Chris, and say that none of you would even be flat earthers if it wasn't for the internet. Because you're not getting your information from anywhere else.
I mean, I don't care. You want to live in that little bubble of a world of bullshit? A bubble bullshit world. How's that?
Pretty good, actually, because it perfectly sums up what flat earthers are and what it's like to be a flat earther. Don't forget to join me live at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening for a new episode of the Creaky Blinder Show live podcast, where I will be chatting with former flat earther Ranty. We'll be talking about his life after Flat Earth, what his coverage of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial did for his channel, or to it, and all sorts of other things. Yeah, I like going off on a tangent. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love you, bye.
That's all, folks.
Oh yeah, and while we were kind of talking about the weather and clouds and all that good stuff, do you know much of rainbow waves? Yeah, I bet you don't. Nothing, it's pretty light.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever,